Sundiata Keita, also known as the Lion King of Mali, is a figure shrouded in both history and myth, whose legacy has resonated through West Africa for centuries. His story has been immortalized in the Epic of Sundiata, an oral narrative that recounts his life, struggles, and ultimate triumph. The legendary Sundiata was not only the founder of the Mali Empire, but also a unifying force who reshaped the cultural, political, and economic landscape of West Africa in ways that are still celebrated today. The life of Sundiata Keita begins in the Mandinka heartland, located in what is modern-day Mali. According to tradition, Sundiata was born around 1217 to King Nair Maghen Konade, also known as Magan Konfata and Sogolon Keju. His birth was surrounded by mystery and prophecy, with soothsayers predicting that he would become a great ruler who would unite the Mandinka people and forge a powerful empire. However, Sundiata's early life was far from auspicious. He was born with a physical disability, unable to walk in his youth, which led to widespread skepticism about his potential. Known as Mari Jata or simply Jata, he was ridiculed and ostracized, particularly by his stepmother Sassouma Barit and her son Dan Karantuman, who saw Sundiata as a threat to their ambitions. Despite his physical limitations, Sundiata possessed a keen intelligence and a resilience that defied his physical challenges. His mother, Sogolon, provided unwavering support, nurturing his spirit and instilling in him the belief that he could overcome his disability. In time, Sundiata's strength and determination manifested in his miraculous recovery. Legend holds that, with the help of a blacksmith who crafted iron leg braces for him, Sundiata was able to stand and eventually walk, marking the beginning of his journey to greatness. His physical transformation symbolized his inner strength, and his community began to recognize the unique qualities that would later define his leadership. As Sundiata grew stronger, the political landscape of the Mandinka region was becoming increasingly fraught. His stepbrother, Dan Karantuman, had taken control of the throne following the death of their father. Sassouma, the king's widow, schemed against Sundiata, seeking to secure her son's position and eliminate Sundiata as a potential rival. Sundiata and his mother were forced into exile, taking refuge in the kingdoms of Ghana and Mima. During his years in exile, Sundiata learned invaluable lessons about statecraft, warfare, and diplomacy, absorbing the political complexities of neighboring kingdoms and earning the respect of various rulers. His time in exile allowed him to mature and build alliances with other leaders who would later support him in his quest to reclaim his homeland. During this period, a new and formidable threat emerged: the Sasso king Samaro Kante, a powerful and feared ruler known for his cruelty and ambition. Samaro extended his influence over the Mandinka lands, subjugating the Mandinka people and consolidating his control over the region. Samaro's reign was characterized by oppressive tactics, and he was reputed to possess mystical powers that added to his aura of invincibility. The tyranny of Samaro galvanized Sundiata, who began to see his destiny as not only reclaiming his ancestral throne but also liberating his people from Sasso domination. With support from his allies, Sundiata gathered an army to challenge Samaro's reign. This confrontation culminated in the legendary Battle of Herein, which marked a turning point in the history of West Africa. The battle was not only a contest of military might, but also one steeped in symbolism and mythology. According to legend, Sundiata was able to overcome Samaro through a combination of strategy and a deep understanding of the supernatural. He is said to have discovered Samaro's vulnerability. His spirit was reportedly bound to a rooster's spur, which Sundiata used as a talisman to weaken his opponent. The defeat of Samaro marked the end of Sasso dominance and the beginning of a new era for the Mandinka people. Sundiata was hailed as a liberator, and his victory secured his place as the rightful king. He returned to Niani, the capital of his homeland, where he was crowned as Munsa or emperor of the newly established Mali Empire. His coronation symbolized the unification of the various Mandinka clans and the establishment of an empire that would grow to encompass a vast portion of West Africa. Upon ascending to power, Sundiata Keita focused on consolidating his rule and laying the foundations for the Mali Empire. One of his first acts as emperor was to establish a centralized government that could maintain stability and order across his diverse territories. Recognizing the challenges of governing a large and culturally diverse empire, SUNDIATA implemented a system that allowed local leaders and clan chiefs to retain a degree of autonomy while pledging allegiance to the empire. This federative model fostered unity among the different groups within Mali, ensuring loyalty to the central authority while respecting the distinct identities of each community. SUNDIATA's leadership style was marked by inclusivity and pragmatism. He is credited with creating a code of laws, known as the Kurukan Fuga, which governs social conduct, land ownership, trade, and other aspects of daily life. These laws promoted social harmony and reinforced a sense of collective identity, laying the foundation for a stable and prosperous society. SUNDIATA's vision of governance balanced authority with flexibility, fostering a political environment where diverse groups could coexist and thrive. Under SUNDIATA's rule, the Mali Empire flourished as an economic powerhouse, leveraging the region's wealth of natural resources, particularly gold. Mali was strategically located at the crossroads of major trans-Saharan trade routes, connecting West Africa with North Africa and the Mediterranean world. SUNDIATA capitalized on this advantageous position by encouraging trade and establishing a system that facilitated the safe passage of merchants. The empire became a hub for the exchange of goods such as gold, salt, ivory, and textiles, fostering economic prosperity and elevating Mali's status on the global stage. The Mali Empire's wealth attracted merchants and scholars from across the Islamic world, particularly from North Africa and the Middle East. Although SUNDIATA himself was not a Muslim, he respected the faith and welcomed Muslim traders, fostering a cosmopolitan environment that encouraged cultural exchange and intellectual growth. The influx of Islamic scholars and artisans contributed to the development of cities like Timbuktu, which would later become a renowned center of learning and culture. SUNDIATA's legacy extends beyond his military conquests and political achievements. He is remembered as a cultural hero, a symbol of resilience, and the embodiment of Mandinka values. His story has been preserved through the Epic of SUNDIATA, an oral tradition passed down by griots, or West African storytellers, who serve as custodians of history and culture. The Epic of SUNDIATA is more than a historical account. It is a narrative that reflects the values, beliefs, and aspirations of the Mandinka people. Through the epic, SUNDIATA's life story has become a source of inspiration, embodying ideals of courage, perseverance, and leadership. The cultural and historical impact of SUNDIATA's legacy continued to shape West Africa long after his death. The Mali Empire endured for several centuries, reaching its peak under rulers like Mansa Musa, who expanded the empire's influence and brought it to the attention of the wider world. SUNDIATA's vision of a united Mandinka people and a prosperous Mali Empire remained a powerful ideal, influencing generations of leaders who sought to emulate his achievements. SUNDIATA's title, the Lion King, holds profound symbolic meaning in Mandinka culture. The lion is revered as a symbol of strength, courage, and wisdom, qualities that SUNDIATA exemplified throughout his life. The lion represents not only his personal resilience, but also the strength of the Mandinka people and their capacity to overcome adversity. SUNDIATA's transformation from a physically disabled child to a powerful ruler mirrors the resilience of the Mandinka people, who emerged from subjugation under Samaro to establish one of the greatest empires in African history. In modern times, SUNDIATA's story has resonated far beyond West Africa, inspiring adaptations in various forms, including literature and film. His life and legacy are celebrated as symbols of African heritage and pride, capturing the imagination of people worldwide. The story of SUNDIATA Keita serves as a reminder of the strength and potential that lies within all individuals, regardless of the challenges they may face.